Thanks for joining me again. My name is Brandon Leopoldus. I'm a sports and entertainment attorney here in Los Angeles. And the last couple of days, we've covered a number of topics on what an athlete and entertainer should look for in their agent and their financial advisor, and had a lot of feedback. So feel free to reach out to me with any questions or comments or things you'd like to see on a video. And I'm happy to cover that and answer any questions. One thing that I had a law student reach out to me today about was what a sports lawyer does or an entertainment lawyer does and what clients should expect from those lawyers. Generally, if you think about when you're hiring a lawyer, there's two types that you generally think of, and that's one is transactional. Those are the deal lawyers, right? They help you do everything outside of the courtroom, and then you have those litigators that are in the courtroom, whether it's criminal or civil. Civil would be like a lawsuit or something like that. And so usually a young athlete or entertainer is probably going to start out with a transactional lawyer. This is somebody who can help you set up your business and structure it in the appropriate way, along with working with a CPA. We'll talk about CPAs in a couple days. And you're going to talk to that transactional lawyer about some of the things that they're going to be able to do for you. Generally, setting up a business and helping you with tax strategy is going to be really key early in your career so you can set a good foundation. The second thing that you're going to ask them about is who they've worked with. You need to vet these guys. You have a ton of lawyers that want to work in sports entertainment but actually don't. And so you need to understand, have they worked with clients before that are similar to you and looking for similar things? It's not so much about if they know what a linebacker does or what an action movie star does. You want to make sure that they've dealt with people in your similar situation looking for similar things, and they understand you and your lifestyle. That's a big one. Another thing you need to ask about is how they charge. A lot of hours bill by the hour, and so every 6 minutes the bill goes up. And so you need to understand what that rate is and how it's calculated. Most lawyers are going to charge you for copying fees and that type of thing, just the hard costs that they get. So if they file a lawsuit for you, they're going to charge you the actual filing fee at the courthouse. They're going to charge you for the service of that document. So some things to consider, but you need to know what is going on with the billing. Some lawyers, and I do this quite often, is a flat rate pricing. And so that's just like a menu pricing. You walk into a restaurant and you order a sandwich, you know how much that sandwich is going to cost you and what it includes. The same thing. So if you're filing an LLC, what goes into that and what they're going to charge. One thing I always like doing with my clients, and this should be expected, this should be an industry standard, ask for an estimation of costs and timeline, along with what work's going into it. They may have that covered in their engagement agreement with you, but I always like to provide a separate sheet or an email so that way a client can just access that later on so they understand how much things are going to cost. If a lawyer won't give that to you, they probably haven't done a lot of work before on that topic. Even if they give you a range, you want to make sure that you understand what it's going to cost. The one thing also to look at is when you go into that lawyer's office, take a look at their walls, because you're going to find out real quickly if they're a fan or if they're somebody who works in that space and understands what you need. When I walk into a lawyer's office and I see laundry all over the walls, that is a red flag for me. It doesn't mean that I won't use them or work with them on certain projects, but just be aware of that. You don't need to hire fans. You need to hire vetted professionals. And so that's something to look at and consider. You want somebody that's more interested in solving your problem than putting another jersey on their wall. There's a lot of different things to look at, ask a lot of questions. And of course, if you have questions for me about how you can vet your professionals a little bit better, give me a call or shoot me an email, reach out here, and I'm happy to answer any questions you may have for your situation or your clients. One last thing, take a look at what organizations that they're in. Do a little bit of research on Google and find out. With athletes and entertainers that are looking for lawyers, check to see if they're members of bar associations like the American Bar Association, Forum on the Entertainment and Sports Industries, or the Sports Lawyers Association. If you're in California, are they members of California Lawyers for the Arts? What sort of professional organizations are they in that can show or give some understanding of that they're involved in that space? Just a couple things to think about. I know it's a lot of information and it's not very long, but happy to help you if you have any questions, and I look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Thanks.